Hello there. Today I have I have G1 Wheeljack. So, yeah, here he is in his little sponsored car mode, except it doesn't look too sponsored because it's Lego and at this scale, couldn't really fit any of the sponsors on the side, so that wasn't really gonna happen. But, yeah, it's a pretty flat car, like height-wise. It's not gonna scale too well with the other vehicles, but, I mean, I still think it's a pretty solid vehicle mode. And despite everything that has to happen during this transformation. And it is not a retool of Sunstreaker. It's a new build, so yeah. What else? Spoilers in accurate color. That's just its role in robot mode. So yeah, that's why it's inaccurate. But yeah, that's not really much else to say. That's vehicle mode. He does have his shoulder cannon, but there's nowhere for it to plug in. So yeah, it kind of just exists. Here he is with this stuff. Vehicle mode is about 10 studs long, maybe 9.5. And it is actually 4 studs tall. Let's actually see right here. Yeah, about 4 studs tall. So, for transformation, let's just get this out of the way. You gotta split this right here in the open like so. It's kind of similar to Sideswipe. And you're just gonna move that up like so. You already know that becomes his feet. You're gonna move this section down. This transformation kind of reminds me of lockdown. It could work as a lockdown if I retooled it and stuff, but I'm not gonna do that because lockdown does not appear in G1. So yeah, like I just did right there, you're gonna swivel the wheels down, and right here you're gonna swivel the ankles, the wheels that are on the ankles, swivel those up a little bit, and yeah, there you have that. And I just move the camera. Alright, next thing you're gonna do is move these little tail lights up and then move them out like so. Let me get something like this. Then that way you can move this all the way up. Next thing you're gonna do is untab this section right here, like that. This side right here is only a tile, so maybe I can dig my nail in there, and then I can slide it across to untab it right there. There we go. So that's how you're supposed to untab it. So yeah, it's only one tab on that side. You'll see why in robot mode. In vehicle mode, it's just so that it's easier to pop off and untab when you're transforming it, like here. Then what you're gonna do, take his head, swivel it to the side like so, down, move his head around like so. Actually, you're supposed to do this first. I forgot to do that, but that's just to give you clearance to actually move his head around and stuff like that. Then going to move his head up like that, and then you can just accordion this, not really accordion, just like maneuver around like that. And then here you can just, on that clip joint right there, you can just push it all the way in, readjust Wheeljack's head, just shift it to the center, just like so. So that's Wheeljack's head done. And then next thing you're gonna do is, we're gonna part this section right here first. While you're moving it down like that, you're going to move it out to the side. So you're just going to accordion it so that it is level with his head. And then going to swivel this all the way around, down, and swivel his forearm around. That is one arm done. And with all of that done, now you can come to the back, and this is what the spoiler is for. So you're going to move those spoiler pieces all the way down, and then just collapse it like so. And there you go. That is G1 Wheeljack in his base robot mode. So yeah, here he is in his full robot mode. I don't know if there's a better camera angle in this, but we're gonna try to work with it. So yeah, yeah, here he is in his robot mode. Let me just do a 360 of him. He doesn't have a lot of kibble. Really, the only kibble is his wheels. And yeah, that's basically it. One thing you might obviously notice is that his legs aren't like too wide, like they usually are in my builds for G1. On the model, his legs are a little thinner than usual, or compared to the others. But I wasn't actually intending to get that detail in there, but just due to how the clearance in vehicle mode, I had to make his legs thin, but it kind of works because it is like that on the model, and I don't think it actually looks too bad. And I know this green detail is supposed to be up here on the side of his leg, but he needed a heel support because if he didn't have one, he would just keep toppling over. So yeah, that part of the car hood had to become the heels, and honestly, I think it looks pretty good. So yeah. What else? Uh, yeah, his arms, they're once again different from usual. They're a little bit weird. Uh, yeah, they work, I guess. I don't like them too much, but they do work, so I'm fine with them. So yeah, his head, the way how he has to transform, his head is actually upside down. Not actually, but like, you know, like Lego wise, it is upside down. The anti-studs are facing up. And I'm also really glad that I got the fins in the back. The original design, I didn't know how I was going to fit it in, but I had this last moment idea where I had this bracket piece right here. And it would basically just simply fold up like that. And I really like that. So, yeah. So you have his fins right there. So, yeah, that's basically everything for his robot mode. Or base robot mode, because we do need to bring in this piece. For this piece, there is a little bit of a clearance issue, so you're going to move the fins back and then just attach it like you normally would on the stud. But then when you put that back on, it's not going to fully level with the back of his back. So the wings, back wings, are going to be angled a little bit, but I don't think it looks that bad. But yeah, there he is with that. Now for articulation, his head actually doesn't move. It does move to the side, but the bottom doesn't move with it due to how it's connected. So it does technically move, but yeah, it doesn't look natural. He does have a universal at the shoulder, up that far, down that far. You know, he's got all the motion. He does have bicep swivel, and here's the main reason why I don't like his arms. This is his elbow joint, and it's really tiny and really bad because of proportions and robot and vehicle mode. So, yeah, you could cheat it by like moving this bracket piece right here with it, so it looks a little bit better, but it still looks weird. And yeah, like I just showed right there, the corner of this tile piece will get in the way of this clip piece, so if I try to put it all the way down, it will come off. So that isn't going to work too well. But no, I don't think he has butterfly joint. But getting his arms out of the way. Well, I guess you could technically call this articulation if you want to. It does work. Actually, maybe if you move that fin like that. Yeah, it doesn't really bother me if it's a little bit off anyway, so I'm just gonna keep that how it should be. It's still more accurate. So Yeah, and also another thing, this is actually a pretty stable build, despite what you just saw falling apart right there. Like generally, if you handle it well, like I'm not doing right now, it doesn't fall apart too much, which I really like. I'm really glad that's the case. So yeah. His legs kick forward that far. Windshield just gets in the way a little bit, but he's a scientist, so I don't think he needs to be pulling off too many athletic poses. Then you're just gonna move the yeah. Actually, that is a little bit weird that he can kick backward more than he can kick forward. But anyway, it works. Yeah, universal at the hip. So yeah, thigh swivel all the way around. So yeah, 90-degree knee bend, backward, forward. If you want to do that for some reason, I think the knee is pretty well placed. Not so much for the elbows though. And no ankle pivot. Yeah, there's no ankle pivot because his heel is in the way. Well, you could kind of fake it, like you can see it right here, and you can also like do this, but you're breaking his shin more than you're doing an ankle pivot, and he's doing that one pose from Shockwave. But yeah, I just you try to do that fake ankle pivot I showed you. It works to an extent. It is shifting pieces out of alignment, so as you can see right here, the base of the foot isn't going to be completely straight, but it does work if you want to break it like that. So yeah, technically it works. Comparison stuff. And he is about 10.5 studs tall. Let me just fix his shoulder right there. You can play around a little bit with his height because, so he can hold his gun. But, get this out of the way. Right here, you can shift this up and down a little bit. The full robot mode configuration is all the way down like this. But to be a little bit more scale accurate, you can push it up so that, like his little shoulders are level. That's kind of like a signal that he's actually scale accurate. So yeah, technically it's not cheating. He can be scale accurate like that. So yeah, now I guess I'll see you guys next time with, I believe, Reflector.